Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today's review, we're going to be taking a look at a neutral flying putter, the Proxy from Axiom Discs. So when it comes to the flight numbers, the Proxy is a speed 3, glide 3, turn -1, and a fade of 0.5, making this again just a very neutral flying putter, as we'll get into very shortly. Starting with the profile and feel, the Proxy has a very high shoulder. When it comes to premium plastics, it also has a slight dome to it, giving it a pretty deep feel. However, when compared to a baseline plastic like the Cosmic Neutron, that has a little bit of a shallower feel and also a lower shoulder. And being an overmold, it is worth noting that the Proxy also has a micro bead. Alright, so how about the flight of the Proxy? Well, as I mentioned earlier, it is a neutral flying putter, and to me, that means it's going to hold the line that you put it on. Whether it's on a hyzer, flat, or anhyzer, that is the line it's going to hold, and the Proxy does that extremely well. You throw on a hyzer, it's going to hold a very nice arcing hyzer to the ground. Throw it with a little bit of hyzer and power, you're going to get a beautiful hyzer flip, almost laser beam straight flight, and then maybe just a little bit of a hyzer finish at the very end. And then when you throw it flat, it's going to ride incredibly straight, maybe just a little bit of a smidge of turn, but then again, just as it slows down, just a really nice gentle fade, not a dump whatsoever. And then when you do put it on that anhyzer line, it's just going to hold it. So you don't have to worry about maybe like turning and burning. It has enough torque resistance that it's not going to just turn over into a roller, but it is going to hold that line, and because it doesn't really have that much late stability, it's going to hold that line, and you're not going to get too much fight out of it. So the Proxy is not really designed for flex shots. It's very just point and shoot. You want it to hyzer, throw it on a hyzer. You want it to go dead straight, throw it flat. You want it to just hold that turn, throw it on that turnover line. You're just going to get beautiful flights out of it. Now that we've seen what the Proxy can do in a wide open field, let's see how I would use it out on the course. Now this is just a very straightforward shot. You have a little bit of trouble left and right, but you just have a ton of space up the middle. So for the Proxy, just throw it out very straight, just a little bit to either left or right of the basket, depending if you're a righty or lefty, and just let it have that nice baby hyzer back in towards the basket. Now for this hole, you have a lot of danger right off the tee pad on both the left and right hand side, but it does open up about halfway down the fairway with a lot of airspace. With the Proxy, you again, with that torque resistance in the early part of the flight, you can just keep on a hyzer and know you're not going to turn it over into the brush and just let it hyzer out to the basket. For this shot, you have a low ceiling right in front of you, but a lot of airspace just off to the right. So being a lefty, I'm going to just put this on a slight turnover line and just know that the Proxy is going to hold that turnover angle around the tree all the way to the basket. But how does the Proxy fly with those big arms? Well, a huge shout out to Cal Lundquist for providing a few shots with the Proxy. This is with the Neutron, the one that I've been throwing so far. That's about a 390 to 400 foot hyzer flip, dead straight shot that he threw. And then with the Total Eclipse, just absolute laser beam straight, no turn, barely any fade at all. If you're a big arm and you want just a really point and shoot throwing putter, this is the one you need to be reaching for. Thanks again to Cal for lending me his arm for this video. Now when it comes to putting, the Proxy is just oh so straight. You're seeing these putts, it doesn't matter if you're inside the circle, outside the circle. Just put the Proxy on the pole and you are going to be making a lot of putts. And when it comes to putting, the Proxy has tremendous amount of glide, so you're going to be making putts from distances you didn't think that you could. Now when it comes to the plastic types, the Proxy does come in a wide variety of different plastics, so there's no doubt in my mind you'll be able to find the one that works for you. Now, if you want a Proxy that's going to be easier to turn right out of the box, very easy to hyzer flip for straight tunnel shots, go for the Cosmic Electron. It's going to beat in quick, but out of the box, it is a perfect hyzer flipper and good for turnover lines. If you want something with a little bit more fight in it at the very end, something that maybe you can flex around some objects or just have for just really controlled hyzer shots, maybe a little bit of wind fighting capability, I would reach for the Plasma. It has the straightest flight at the beginning, but then also has the hardest finish at the end. So let's go ahead and take a look at those lines with the follow flight Lefty Lines here. Again, with the regular just Neutron, you can see Very straight flight, little bit of turn, and then just a baby hyzer at the end. The Cosmic Electron, again, as I say, this is going to be the most understable right out of the box, considerably more turn. And then when it comes to the Plasma, it is very, very straight. Almost no turn in that mid-flight whatsoever, and then a much harsher finish, more of a dump at the end than, say, with the Neutron, and way more than the Cosmic Electron. I mean, if you are wanting a proxy that is going to fight the wind, then again, I would highly recommend you go with the Plasma. In terms of glide, I didn't really notice too much difference between all three. They all went similar distances when thrown on similar lines, so they're very, very glidey. It's just going to determine, do you want it to be more understable, or do you want it to be straighter or slightly more overstable? Alright, so what are my final thoughts on the Proxy? Wow. This is a great neutral flying putter, and neutral flying putters is a slot that I think every single player needs to have in their bag, something that is point and shoot, and the Proxy does it extremely well. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I will be doing a giveaway at 7,500 subscribers. And if you want to take a look at the Proxy for yourself, go visit GreatLakesDisc.com. Use that promo code Lefty and checkout. You're supporting a great business. You're supporting the channel, and I appreciate it. Till next time, everyone, keep banging them chains.